morning everyone. I'm inside at the moment because I've been trying to keep the fire going behind me. There's so much wind coming down that chimney this morning that it just keeps going out. It was supposed to be warm and sunny out today, but it's bitterly cold and blowing a hoolie. So well, something happened, something came down that chimney. So I'm going to take you for a very brief walk around the garden, and we can have a look at what's coming out. Some flowers are, and then I'm going to rush back in and put another log on the fire. So let's just turn this around. And we have Merlin. He has to sleep with at least a couple of blankets because he's a poor little sausage. Aren't you, Merlin? He's not sure about this camera. He much prefers the telephone camera because then he can pose for it. Oh, it's a nice big yawn. So the fire is mostly for the dogs during the day, unless it's raining, and then we light it, and we have a boiler, a back boiler attached. So we light the fire, put the back boiler on, and then it heats upstairs so that the house doesn't get damp. The house is built of slate. It's built of the stone that was quarried around here, which was mostly slate, a little bit of granite, and the walls are hugely thick. I don't even know. I'll probably put a measurement in the description for those of you that are interested. But in the summer it's lovely and cool in here, and in the winter, once the stones are all warmed up, it holds its heat. So let's cover Merlin up. You want your blankie, darling? And that's how he spends the day, under there. And then over here we have Manchi. Hello, Manchi. He says, what, am I on camera again? And yes, we have an array of coloured blankets because they were quite cheap from a cheap shop. And slowly I'm replacing them with my woolen covers because I want the house to have more natural things in it. But the beauty of all these fleece blankets are that I can just pop them all in the washing machine after a week of use. So up here on one of my hand felted blankets, I love this blanket. It's just so, it was going to be a shawl for me, but when I felted it, it shrank and wasn't any good for that. So this is Piper. Piper has my blanket, my shawl. So over here, my spinning wheel, I brought that in a couple of weeks ago when we had all the snow, and I'm spinning this absolutely gorgeous blend, merino, silk and something else. I really don't know. I bought it 6 years ago at World of Wool in England. But oh, it's spinning up so beautifully. I'm trying to spin it fine because there isn't very much of it, and I want to make something lacy for myself, like a summer shawl or something. And then over here, this is the cheapest grow setup you could ever get. It's not cannabis. People think when they see this, oh, what's she growing? It is tomatoes. They're all getting a bit leggy in there. Tomatoes, chilies, and at the back my sweet peas have got an early start. And in here, I'm having a go at ginger. So I have a heat pad under there, so I'm hoping the ginger will be a success this year. So these are obviously the trays that you get your vegetables and salad in. I hate them, but if I can repurpose them into mini greenhouses, fantastic. And more tomatoes in there. I'm determined to catch up with my neighbour. Last year he had early tomatoes and courgettes in something ridiculous like April or May. So I've got to catch him up this year. And then over here on our other another pegloom rug that I made is Bam Bam in there. She's obviously had a busy night because she is not waking up. Okay, and then we go this way. Take my shoes off. Well, take my slippers off. Oh, up here, my bride's cross, St. Bridget or Bridie, whatever you want to call her. I made that last month, or a few weeks ago for In Bulk. I can't stop saying In Bulk, I'm sorry. It's just a habit. So here is the frame I made around the veranda, and it's created a cosy little space. Last night I was sat out here until about 7 o'clock. It was warm enough then, but as I said, it's really windy today. So I'll show you what I'm doing up here. Trying not to wobble the camera too much. So this is the moon garden, and it's the last garden really to be cultivated here, and the brambles have completely taken over, so that's my first and biggest job, is to clear out the brambles. The sheep have eaten down most of the grass, so all I have to do now is run over that with the lawnmower. And can you see my tree? My lovely apple tree? That came down 18 months ago. And we left it last year because it still had flowers, and then it did fruit. It did manage to fruit. But I've been slowly chopping bits off. I have a battery operated chainsaw. And yes, there is such a thing, and it's incredible, and it's changed my life. So you can see some of the branches I've sawn off. I don't trust myself with a petrol chainsaw. I think I'm too dangerous. So this one just has enough power to deal with the small branches like this. And then I'll get Tim to chop the trunk up with the proper petrol chainsaw. So that's what I've been chopping off over there. And then, oh, excuse me, sniffing. I've got the sniffles. Around here, it's beautiful, this spot. Absolutely gorgeous in the sunshine. This I'm going to turn into a secret garden. I've got some trees to plant, and they won't be fruit trees. I'm trying to get hold of a couple of silver birch. I want to make it like a little grove, a woodland grove. You can see where I've been chopping up all the wood for the fire. And there's a little trashy area over there that I'm trying my best to ignore, because this is my focus for the next couple of weeks. So I've downloaded a tree identifier on my phone. This one I know. This one is hazelnut. I know that from the, can you see the catkins hanging down? And we have another hazelnut over there. But this I've looked up, and it's possibly grey willow. There's a lot of that grows everywhere around here. So there's the gite. And if we come round here, the trouble with having a little junky area is when there are high winds, which happens a lot here because we're right on top of a hill, everything blows all over the place, as is the case with the plastic. So this beautiful little place here is Wally's garden. Wally died 2 years ago in May, and it's still really raw. But it's a pretty garden, and just there, across the other side, that's the entrance to the Wildewood, or one of them. And that's how close we are to my beautiful Wildewood. So, that's all my work for today. And then if we come round here, you can see the sheep having a nice lie down, resting. And in here, oh bless her, I'll try not to disturb her. There's little Fleur. She's made herself a nest. I'm not sure how close I can actually get. This electric fence here has been Fleur's main source of entertainment recently. She's pulled it all over the place because it's obviously not holding a charge. Where is she? Oh, there. I can't see very clearly because even with my glasses on, the sun is reflecting on the camera. So if I go closer, oops, if I actually walk closer, we will see inside. Hello, Fleur. Don't get up. Can we see inside? That's Roxy. I'm going to leave them now. I don't want to disturb them because Roxy is very heavily pregnant. I have a sneaking suspicion she might have twins in there because she's not due for another 5 weeks. And she's huge. My goodness, she's massive, that girl. Right, so this is another one of the trees that's just self-seeded. Really not much to it. I have a feeling it is grey willow, but if anybody else has an opinion, I would be very grateful to hear it because I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it grow. And this little area of desolation here is where I let the sheep in the garden and they absolutely stripped this area clean. Luckily, it was before the daffodils came up because I'm pretty sure daffodils are poisonous to sheep. I know they're poisonous to most other animals. So these I'm going to take off some of these branches because they're twisted and they will make fabulous sculptures. And I'm not sure if I want to keep this as a hedge. It was a hedge of mixed plants like this, but it's a bit ugly and on its last legs, so what I want to do is try and refashion it and plant in amongst it with something a bit younger. I don't want to take it all out, and I'm definitely leaving this part of the hedge because it screens the moon garden from the field and it creates a perfect windbreak. The birds like the berries on the ivy, but then it's not good for the sheep. So I have to keep all this in mind whilst I'm working. Let's go and see if we can see them up close without them jumping up and shouting. That's Big Girl's job. Big Girl is the big one in the centre there. Aptly named. Big Girl, she's loud. So, from left to right we have Willow, my beautiful, beautiful Willow. I love her. She's my little darling and she will be with me forever. Big Girl, she is going to visit a friend for a few months and see if she calms down a bit, because although she looks quite calm at the moment, she's given to rather loud tantrums. And then at the back there, that's Larch, another one who's with me for life. I love her desperately. And then here, if she'll turn around, Pepper, Pepper, Pepper. She's ignoring me. That's Pepper. She's Tim's, and I think she'll probably be here forever as well. The only one that's a bit iffy is Big Girl, because she's very calm today. I wonder if somehow I accidentally put Valium in her hay. Maybe she's just over whatever was winding her up. So yes, so that's the sheep, and then what's Willow up to? So what I've got to do today is get on with this garden. It needs a lot of work, and now is the time to do it before the growing season starts. Gosh, listen to that bird song, isn't it beautiful? I have a little robin that usually accompanies me when I come out here for a walk. Okay then, have a lovely day everyone, and thank you for joining me. See you again soon. Bye for now.